gonna explain it to you when we get there.
Oh, okay. Hi, you guys.
Hey guys.
You are tuned into the fuckery of Bethman talking shit,
I'm Christian Brianna,
and I am Kara Monet.
and we are two best friends who talk a whole lot of shit.
And what's crazy is I've been talking a lot of shit lately. My best friend is not. Don't you do that again? And she don't let me indulge.
I'm not entertaining your shit. I'm not
But it's
doing it.
crazy because I can entertain you, but you don't entertain me. That's the fucked up
I haven't
part.
been I haven't been on much of nothing lately. I've been chilling.
You ain't entertain me all day. You entertained me last night when you didn't want me to go to sleep, but you want to entertain me today.
Well, I had it since I had a whole situation last night. Like the man was in my DMs. Do you know he invited himself on my self love trip?
Who?
I told you he's the guy that slid in my DMs last night.
Oh, oh, oh.
You invite yourself or myself. He said it's a love trip, but that doesn't mean you have to go alone. What the fuck you think that mean? Anyway, what's in
Start please.
Kiara's cup?
Iced tea, cause I'm trying to live a sober life until Friday.
You drinking?
Friday?
Hmm.
As soon as I get the fuck off, yeah.
Like damn, the minute you walk out the door, it's just like
Bitch,
turn up.
have a little, don't you want little shorties? I'm having shorties.
Life been that hard lately, sis?
No, it's Home Depot's been that hard. An African man, I don't think I told you.
Okay.
I did tell you. I texted to you. But another African man came to me and said, "Are you married?" I said, "No." "Would you like to be married?" I said, "No." He said, "But why not?" "I'm 27, but you have kids. So what?" He was like, "Well,
How
I'm
did
gonna
he
keep
know that
coming."
you had kids?
I had them on my name badge,
Oh.
and he was like, "I'm gonna keep coming in here until you tell me yes." I said, "Well, sir, you gonna be coming in here for forever,
But,
cause I'm never gonna say yes.
yo,
You don't tickle my fancy."
I didn't even know. I always thought African guys just like big women, but I've seen African guys with skinnier wives. So
No, because let me just say about my lift. That's why I sent you my lift stuff today, because he was a little
that
creepy.
was so random. I just was like,
He kept
okay.
looking. He kept looking back at me, and it was like, and he kept talking. So don't you know how with Sam's Club and Walmart got that little pathway or whatever? He was
Hmm.
like, "Oh, we can go there." I said, "No, sir. You go to Home Depot. You go this way." No,
Yeah, he was
we're
trying to
not doing
kidnap
this.
your ass.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I look like a snack today. I had on my gray little pants with my white shirt,
I didn't get
and
a photo.
I'm sorry, I don't take full body photos because we don't have those type of cameras. I mean, the mirrors at my job.
The mirrors at your job have cameras?
No, bitch. If they did, they would see a lot of me in the bathroom.
I was gonna say, what? What are we talking about?
But yeah, today's just been a stressful day. Very
Okay,
stressful
sis.
day. Hold
Hold
him
her and
accountable.
him accountable. Recap. What was the whole you accountable for last week? Oh, applications. You did it.
I did.
You did
I
it.
did.
You did it.
I'm just waiting for him to call me back.
Yes. So.
You did not. You did not do yours. You did not. You did not.
What did I do? What didn't I do?
You didn't express yourself the way I wanted you to.
Well, that's because you be wanting me to flip tables and shit, and that's only every now and then.
Well, you didn't even tip a table. Like, you didn't even lift it or shake a
I,
table. Like,
is it bad to say
you
that I
gotta
kind of?
shake it for him to understand.
Is it kind of bad when I say that I kind of don't care?
Yeah, bitch. Cause that was like your potentially husband. Like,
That was
I
in my
thought
mind.
I thought I was about to go to, be the maid of. I mean, isn't that maid of honor? I thought it would be a maid of
No,
honor.
sis. That was
That's
just in my mind. Yeah, I think every woman kind of has that like planning stage in her head, right? Um, every woman
um.
kind of has that planning stage in her head where you think about it, but we'll talk more about that as we get into the actual episode. I personally am just kind of detached from the whole situation at this point.
Whatever. You want a pillow?
Like feeling like I don't know. I don't know. But What am I holding you accountable for this week, sis?
Uh, I don't even fucking know. I've been on a roll lately. Like my situation is up and down because now I have a fucking headache from it.
Okay.
Don't you know how you want to talk to that person? I'm sorry, it's a sidebar, but that person really don't want to talk to you, but they want to talk to you, but they only want to talk to you when you're in their face. Like the shit is just. Ugh.
No, I don't know that last part. I don't have that.
Well, maybe because you take an hour and 30 minutes to text somebody.
It is what it is.
It's
You just
stressful.
you just have to.
I had to do nothing but not text her. Granny, he texted me good morning first this morning and was a straight GM. I think I'm about to start telling him about his stuff about these damn GMs. Like, bitch, I'm not a side chick.
But you hit people with the GMs, so
That I don't like, and I'm being nice.
okay, okay, no, okay, okay. No, I feel you.
Check out this
Um,
nail color though. Like, look at the nail color.
you're too cute.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Um, what can you hold me accountable? These plane tickets, sis. Hold me accountable for this fucking trip and that whole situation that we're not going to talk about on camera. But just know we're
Did
gonna
we
get
get
that
a?
taken care.
Did we get
We're
a?
gonna get that. We're gonna get that taken care. I don't want to talk about it.
Christian, we got
We're
three
gonna get
weeks.
it. Listen,
We
sis.
got three
Do I
weeks.
even want to go? Do I even want to go?
Ah, bitch, yes, we already booked shit. Yeah, you ain't wasting my $200.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
saying,
I give you the
okay,
$15 back.
we can go. Okay, so we can go, but we don't have to go.
Pause. I got this sexy ass outfit, bitch. We're
I
going.
kind of want to go, right?
I need everybody to look at this motherfucking outfit, bitch.
Okay, that's fair. We'll go for your outfit.
Thank you. Cause I thought long and hard about this outfit.
You did. You did. You spent some good money on it. So,
I really
what are
did.
we talking about today?
We are talking about the things that happen in a relationship and what goes on with it and what comes after a relationship. We've actually have had this conversation for 24 hours.
And I
Now,
think that
granted,
it's a good conversation. I enjoyed our FaceTime conversation last night. I enjoyed all
last
our FaceTime
night,
conversations, but
so you guys, if you ever, Makai, get in the bed. I'm sorry, you guys.
that's
I'm
what
being
we
an
do.
aunt. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be an aunt. Get over here. Lay down. So, I'm sorry. I was being an aunt. Watch your feet. Um, last night we were having a conversation. I don't know how we even came about the conversation. It just
We were
if
talking
you
about our current situations and how we look
the
at them.
difference.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because my situation now is so different than my 8.5 relationship.
Yeah.
I spent 8.5 years with a person that technically really probably didn't, I wouldn't say value me or love me the way I needed to be
Hmm.
loved and needed to be valued. Um, he really didn't give me the attention that I wanted and or the things that I really thought I deserved because I am making sure you're good, making sure I'm good, making sure our kids are good, trying to put a smile on my face, making sure you feel what I'm saying. I'm giving you all the
Yeah.
tools that I need, but yet I'm still not getting what I actually want out of this relationship. I
Right.
want faithfulness, I want loyalty, I want trust, I want all this, and I'm not getting it because for some reason you can't give it to me.
Okay.
I can be laying right next to you and you could be talking to a whole nother female. What? Why?
So
Because I'm
okay. Um. So that's the backstory we're giving.
basically.
Okay. So situation is similar. Um. I think that it was. just it was like my financial security for us in this family is enough. So I don't have to give you anything else. If I'm giving you what you want and what you ask for, I don't not necessarily have to be faithful, but I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to communicate with you. I don't have to spend time with you outside of, dates because that's what you want. That's what you said that you wanted. I think there was some confusion in our definitions of what. Hold on.
She has to be a mom for me, you guys. Like, okay. What's up,
Um,
Yubi?
I just think there was a detachment
Okay.
in the.
Every time I
Um,
talk to him, he wants to
he just
leave.
runs away.
I'm done with my godchild.
I just think that there was a detachment overall in the relationship, and I stuck through it longer than I should have. I should have walked away. And I think it sounds bad anytime my mom says it, but I should have walked away before I got pregnant. Um, just
But
because I wouldn't. I know for a fact that I wouldn't have held on for as long as I did. If
but
I
you
did
know
not
what's
have a
crazy?
child, I wouldn't have done it.
You know what's crazy though? Before I got pregnant and before I had my oldest son, we wasn't good, but we wasn't at the point of me wanting to cut him.
You know what? Now that I think about that, it you probably would have never known until you had a kid. Because think about that. Like, think about that for a second. Even in both of our situations, shit didn't really start to come to the light until we had nothing but time on our hands. We're out of work for 6 weeks because of maternity leave. So you have more time to pay attention to shit. I'm not in your face all day when I'm at work, so I don't know. But now
Mm-hmm.
that you're home, or now that I'm here when you get off of work, or I'm able to see that you're moving funny because I'm able to see you more, I'm starting to realize, like, that's crazy, yo.
Like
Damn.
I had granted when I found out I was pregnant with my second son, we were always at each other's heads, and I think you remember that one time I called you and I was like, I can't do it no more. I'm done.
Yep. Yep.
And it scared me to the point where I moved with. At one point, I had left. I took my baby and I left.
Yep.
At that time I wasn't pregnant with my second son. I took my baby and I left. I went and stayed with my brother. I was thinking about moving to North Carolina with my grandmother to try to isolate myself, but no, he pulled me right back in, and we got back together and we tried to make it work just for JC, and then next thing I know, hello, I pop out pregnant. Um, Even with that, we wasn't even together when I was pregnant with Nolan.
Right.
So it was hard because you sit here and it's like you're doing your dirt, but now I'm a secret.
Mhm.
You do your dirt, you tell these girls, oh, I don't bang with my baby mother. We just live together for the baby and my mother not gonna let her move. But I pop up next thing you know, December hits, you posting a baby.
Yeah.
How you single with a baby?
Oh no, that
So
happens.
oh, trust me, I know. So it's like I was going through so much, but it's so that I was mentally drained. And this this time around, as I'm thinking, okay, we're older.
Mhm.
I matured. I know I matured. I hope
Mhm.
and pray that you matured. And next thing I know, okay, we move in together. We get again. This time it's our own space, but this time it's me
Mhm.
and yours, and it's just me, you, and our kids. That's it. Then you start working. Then you turn around, you just start doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Dumb shit at the dumb shit at the dumb shit. And it was not like you was private with it, you was sloppy with it.
Yeah. So step back for a second. We have talked about what he did. What did you do
What I did in the relationship, I
that contributed? to the breakup. We're not talking about what you did throughout the relationship. You made the decision to cut the relationship off.
I did. I
So
did.
what did
I
you do to
I
contribute to that decision?
detached. I detached myself from that relationship.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what actions did you how did you behave to the point where you got to the point where you wanted to call it a quits?
I was real standoffish at
Mhm.
times. I would half the time I wouldn't even talk to him.
Mhm.
Um, I would go in the house and just tend to my children, or I would go in the house and act like he wasn't even there. Sometimes I wouldn't even acknowledge anything. He could have cleaned the whole house, and I wouldn't even acknowledge that shit. That's how I knew I was done.
So when you first of all, it's really weird because Kiara and I actually broke up with our significant others or our previous partners probably what 48 hours. It was like a 48-hour difference. I don't even think it was that. I know that I called it a
You
quits
did
on New
yours
Year's Eve.
Christmas, New Year's Eve. I did mine the weekend of New Year's.
Okay.
So New Year's came that weekend. Me and him had a blowout, and I
Exactly.
told him
Yep.
it was crazy. And it was so petty is I didn't get the decency to call this man. I sent him a text while I was at work, and I told him I can't do this no more. I think we need to break up.
No, I told
So
him so too.
when I got home, it was still a whole different, and I was so detached from the situation where I just didn't care.
How long do you think that you have been detached from your relationship before you literally detached yourself from your relationship?
I had been detached May 17th, 2000 and what's this 19 2018. Yep, 2000. Yeah, 2018. I I found something in my house that I wasn't happy to find, and for some reason it just kept playing over and over in my head. And when I got the evidence of it actually happening, I did attach myself right then and there. I was so hurt to the point where I did not know what else to do. I didn't know if I wanted to hurt him.
So May 17th until December, you were this what? Were you passive aggressive towards him, trying to brush it off like it wasn't nothing, but it was really something? Were you guys still intimate? Like, how
We
did
didn't
you
get
keep that? How did you keep the facade up? I guess for
so
as long as you did before you broke it off.
we we didn't get intimate again until July,
Okay.
and I had him sleeping in the boys' room,
Mhm. I remember.
and I wasn't talking to him at all. But I kept looking at my children. I'm like, I can't have them in the house, and it's like this. So I said, you know what? We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk. You're gonna put everything on the line.
Mhm.
Cause he blamed everything that he did on me. I was the reason why everything happened. I was the reason why all this happened. So let's go from now. I didn't forgive you. I forgave you for talking to that female. I never forgave you of having sex with this female. July, October gets here.
Mhm.
And you know what happens in October? Every October, I always get tested every 6 months. April, I was clean. I was good. I was good. July gets here. My doctor calls me. Hey, um, you gotta come in the office. Why? Mind you, I've had the same doctor since I was 16, so I'm not
Was this
understanding.
July or October?
This was October.
Okay, you said July, so
Oh,
October.
so October gets here, calling me. I'm like, probably ain't nothing. I have Mirena, so I'm like, maybe She got my results for my Mirena, whatever the case may be. Nope, Mirena's fine. No, she tells me, uh, you been stepping out your relationship? I'm like, no. I said he stepped out in May. That's all that I know of, but I haven't stepped out. She said, okay, you're gonna take this and you're gonna come right back in January. We're gonna test you again. Granted, when I went back in January, actually I went back before January. I actually went back in December. And then I went back in January. And I had to make sure that I was clear. Within that October, July, October, November, December, January, I found out this man was still talking to other females, and not only talking, but you're sending your private areas to another female as well. Yet again.
So, because at this point, I'm fully involved in your situation, but um, it wasn't like that with me. Like it started with being pregnant and the detachment from that, and how he just wasn't there physically, and how I couldn't deal with that. So fuck it. Aside from my story, my biggest beef was that I didn't open my mouth enough, and that I was verbal about how I felt. I was verbal about what we were experiencing. I was even verbal about how he was making me feel, but I never once penalized him for it. There was never a consequence for his actions. Like, yeah, I can withhold, sex for a couple of, for a couple of months. Like, fuck it. But if you out here, dealing with somebody else, what we're doing doesn't matter. I
Mm-hmm.
tried not talking to him. We broke up during the duration of the pregnancy. Granted, he was still there, for appointments and whatnot. He wasn't there for me, but he was there for the appointments. He was there for his child, but that's all he needed, to be there for. Um, Arguments. I was getting the fuck out the car and just walking away. I was, I was angry, and I opened up my mouth, but I felt like I opened up my mouth about the wrong thing sometimes. It was always how I felt and never the situation at hand. Like, it was always like, I'm hurt, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. And there was no like supporting evidence behind it. He just like, you keep saying that you hurt, but you're not telling me what I'm doing. And that's true, because I was never just like, yo, you cheating is hurting me. You being like this is hurting me. It's just like, you hurting my feelings. And it was because I had the expectation for him to know. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
should just know. Like, why is it that I have to tell you something when clearly you know that what the fuck you doing is wrong? So why are we even having this discussion, bro? You know that what you're doing is inappropriate. You know that what you're doing is wrong.
What's crazy is I felt the same way. I felt like he knew what he was doing was wrong, but I also felt like at that time I felt like yo, I'm not giving this man no type of love. I'm supporting him if his whatever he's trying to do with himself, but I'm not giving him the love that he actually so quote unquote need. I was still cooking, still cleaning, doing all this other stuff,
And that's
but
all it is.
that
That's all he needs.
and I'm like, yo, like I work a full time job, come home, do homework, spend time, still make sure I get you a good hour, and then I still have to get myself ready for work. Nothing was I never went out on a date.
Yeah.
I got this little, oh, I appreciate you type thing. He did. He only did it because it was in hot water.
And
He
it was
left.
and that it was the total
He ain't
opposite for
talking
me.
to me.
I got the gifts. And you can attest to that. I got the
Mhm.
gifts. I got the dates. But I did not have my man at all. At all. There was nothing that this man could say or do to secure the validity of our relationship. Fuck validating me as a woman. I don't need your validation as your woman. I just needed to be validated in knowing that our relationship was secure and safe. And I didn't have that. And I put it on myself because I accepted the gifts. I accepted the financial security as a means of substitution for what the fuck I really needed. I know that that was on me. I know that was on me. My thing is, and like I posted in the group chat earlier, how are we or when why for each of us, for you and I, why did we have the liberty or have the authority to call it quits in the relationship without first talking to our partner?
I think that we were so fed up and like, yo, they're not going to do it because they're comfortable.
Yeah.
We're not saying, yo, you're hurting me because you don't X, Y, and Z. We just keep saying, well, you hurt me. You did this, you did that. But we're not explaining what really happened and what the events of you hurting me is. So we took it upon ourselves to take ourselves out of that situation saying, hey, I can't do this no more. You hurt me too much. But they're sitting there like, if I hurt you, what did I do to hurt you?
Or if I hurt you so
My
bad,
whole
why the fuck are you still here? So I couldn't have hurt you
And
that
that
bad.
what was the question. And I used to ask him that too. Because remember when me and my baby father, just when we first started, we were in high school.
Hmm.
And he saw that text message. So basically, he took everything I did in high school. I'm 18, 19 years old. And you're carrying it, you're so called carrying it to now. We're 25, 24, 25 years old. Why are you carrying this when we're grown
Because
as adults
because
and we have
he needed
kids?
leverage. See, your situation is different from my situation because, and I'm being honest when I say it, you know I tell you this all the time. It's like you're dealing with a narcissist. And a lot of it comes from the duration of your relationship. There was a codependency there because of the lack of love that you felt for yourself, but that stemmed from the lack of love that you were getting in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You when I first met you, your self-esteem wasn't very high. Like you understood that you were this female, but you didn't even like you. Let's be honest, when we met, we was both in the ugly stage of life. Like
Oof, oof,
we
girl,
weren't
we done
this
grew
at
up.
all. Like we posted previous photos in the group chat. So like it wasn't just photos with just of Kiera or just of myself. It was photos of us both. And I'm not gonna cry, I swear to God. Kiera and I, we went through the ugly together. And it's not just the physical ugly, we went through the emotional ugly together. So I watched you grow. And I've watched you since the dawn of your relationship, since that, watching you go through everything that you went through and then walking away from it. I haven't been that proud of you in accomplishing something in a very long time when it came to the amount of strength that it took you to endure in order to do that. Because like I told you and like you told me, that was my end all be all. That's all I knew. It was before I had a kid. You wasn't gonna tell me that my ex-boyfriend wasn't my husband. You weren't gonna tell me that my ex-boyfriend was not going to be my life partner for the rest of my life. That's
I
what I'm
had
walking
my
down the
whole
aisle to.
then
Girl had
I
everything
had
planned the fuck
everything
out.
planned. I had everything to the T. Your dresses, my dress, his tux, everything, my cousin.
And just
I had
dumb.
everything planned with no ring, no nothing, no even asking, no anything. I was about to give this man my all.
And
And
just
what's crazy
dumb.
is the back of my mind, in the back of my mind, I think that voice kept was my grandfather's voice just kept saying, Key, it ain't that. Ladybug, that ain't that. Bumblebee, you can't get that ain't gonna be your husband. He gonna be the children's father, but that ain't gonna be your husband. And more he kept saying it, the more and more he kept coming further and further and further. And that day I just saw Johnny just like this. Johnny came right in my face and he said, you cannot do this no more. You cannot put this much stress onto your body.
So why
You're
didn't you go
losing
to
yourself.
Paul? Why didn't you go to your son's father during the duration of the stuff that you? I know that you said that you felt like nothing was going to change, but do you think that
Um,
at any point, if you had gone to him, would
I
anything have
went to
happened?
him. I went to him once,
Mhm.
and I said, "How about we try counseling? How about we
Mhm.
try to fall in love all over again? How about we try, different things to get us back to us? Because I want us to work. I want to love you. I want you to love me. Why? I already love you. I'm already in love with you. I never stopped loving you. If you love me the way you say you do, you wouldn't do the things you were doing.
How? Okay, so in recording this, how transparent are you willing to be before I ask this question?
It depends.
What was the weakest point in your relationship? Like where when you look back at it, you think to yourself like, not only was I fucking dumb, but I was fucking weak.
Um, when I found out that he had another female in my house, and I only had him in my house, he had sex with her in my bed that I paid for. I felt that was the lowest I've ever felt because I did not only was mad, I was angry. I shut down, and I don't think I really told you. I didn't go to work for 4 days
No, I know.
because I found out at work, and I felt so humiliated. Like I cut everybody off. I was low.
Yep.
I stayed in my room. My kids' grandmother had them. She took them to school. I needed to be by myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I thought about running away, not taking my babies with me, and everybody knows my children are my world. You nasty little bum. I thought about running away
Yeah.
and never looking back. That's how low I was because I've given this man my whole heart out my chest, and he just till this day I have yet to get a sincere apology. When people ask me, Kim, what do you mean that you got you back? You never walked a day in my shoes. I might put a smile on my face some days, and I might look like I was happy in this relationship. I wasn't. I was lost. All I knew was to go home, work, home, work. I wasn't going out unless I was going out with his sisters. I wasn't doing anything because he had to do what he had to do. I had to support him and his dream. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't take the time off that I wanted to take off. I couldn't do trips with my kids. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that because he had to be him. He had to do this whole rap career. No, Kiara, it's not your time. No, Kiara, you can't go to school. Wait till I make it, then you ain't never gotta pay for nothing. I want to make sure you good. How you making sure I'm good and you're cheating on me? You cheating on the one person that gave you her last dime. She turned her back on her family because her as she thinks she's in love and you changed and you did not change. I sat some nights and I just looked at him like, yo, do you know what you have in
Yep.
front of you? I don't know no female that would get up every day, work her ass off, come home, struggle to pay the bill, and you land up there texting another bitch,
Yep.
or you run the shower so I can hear you on the phone and I can hear you. Certain things people say, well, relationships hurt people, hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for this boy when his father passed away, when his grandma passed away, when his homeboy passed away. Hell, when he needs something, he still calls me,
But
not nobody else.
none of that matters. And I think
No,
that's
it
the
doesn't.
thing, that none of that mattered to him. Like, so
No,
this is, I, the only reason why I'm as emotional as I am is because that's my best friend. And I'm watching her go through this process, and I just remember how hard that was. And we were having this conversation literally 24 hours ago. So there are things that we can't share, but even in those times I was emotional then, because it's some shit that comes with shit. Like, the shit that comes behind being strong is is difficult.
you know what's crazy though? He used to say, "You a strong ass woman. You just like my mother. You strong. You don't let nothing get to you." I am strong. I'm real strong. That's because I've been through so much in my life. And what's crazy is I've told you, and
But
you turn
it
around and do the
this is my
same
thing. It's
thing.
that passive aggression that slows up the process, and that's something that we talk about. Like, I'm real quick and I do it, and the crazy thing is that I am doing it right now in my current situation. And a lot of the time these conversations aren't even for people listening, it really be for us. Like, it's just that it's a recorded conversation. I'm so quick to just assume that somebody knows without them knowing, because I know. Like, that's my thing. I know. So what is it?
Who was it?
Jerome
I
said, "Who
did.
needs a hug?" It's like it's like knowing. Like, I need you to know without knowing, because I know without you saying something. But not everybody is an empath. Not everybody has that I call it a superpower. Like, being an empath is a superpower to be had, and it's not it's not something that, like, it's something that I'll talk about, but it's not anything that I delve into, because it's not something that people understand. I can tell when a person is depressed without a person saying that they're depressed. I pay attention to overall behaviors. There are things that I know right now about people that I'm dealing with that I have to deal with to a certain extent and figure out how I'm going to go to that person, because I know for a fact that if I come to them without certain supporting details, they're going to lie about the current situation. I make a lot of assumptions, but it is very rare that my assumptions are wrong. And that's the thing that fucks with me. In my previous relationship, that was me. I was making a lot of assumptions. Like, you coming in the house and you taking showers from changing the fucking battery. You only been gone an hour. You picking up extra hours at work and you getting off at 10 o'clock, but you not making it home till 1 o'clock in the morning. I know that you got off at 10. I know for a fact that you got off at 10, because you would have told me if you were staying later. It only in certain instances can you not call, but anytime I can. When the pattern with the person changes with me, I know for a fact that the first thing I have to think about is what I've done in the situation in order to affect the pattern changing. If I cannot find something about myself in order for the pattern to have adjusted, I then have to look at that individual. But of course, I first have to start with me. Even in this current situation, and Kiera is somebody who can attest to it, the first thing I had to assume and the first thing I had to think of is, okay, well, what am I doing? And when I realized that it's nothing that I'm doing and it's a lack thereof from the other person, I then had to address it with that person. The thing is that I'm just expecting this person to know. And the passive aggression isn't always felt through my words or even through my overall behavior as in how I treat you. It'll be liking tweets. I ain't got no business liking. It don't have shit to do with me. It'll be me texting Kiera on some dumb shit like, well, I should say this, but I'm not going to. And to be
Her
honest,
energy
the
ever
current
come out.
situation ain't even that serious in order for me to feel the way that I do. It's just that I feel how I feel. And when I feel hard. And that's why I don't like to develop feelings. So when talking to my best friend and I'm watching my best friend go through the things that she was going through, and her even watching me go through the things that I was going through in my relationship, we were talking about the weakest points in our relationship. I know that my weakest point in my relationship was when I was 7 months pregnant and I'm sitting at work, and it took for the person that sat behind me to turn around and say, because they were a mutual friend of both myself and my ex-boyfriend at the time, you need to talk to him because it's not just you. Because she was tired of me coming to work feeling like I was less than. I was going through something with my self-esteem. I didn't feel beautiful. My nose had spread. I got this huge fucking stomach stretch marks. I had gained like 80 fucking pounds. I didn't look like me. I didn't feel like me. And I'm at work one day crying because I know it's something more to the situation than what it is. And when she came out with it, it stressed her the fuck out. So when I went to him about it and he came clean, the hardest thing was that same night I slept with him. That exact same night, 7 months pregnant, knowing that you've cheated on me with 50 plus women, and I still slept with you that night. That was my weakest point. That is when I knew
I
that I was not
remember.
myself.
I remember you calling me. You saying, "Kiara, I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Okay, what you need to talk about?" Like, my first thing came to mind was, "Is my baby okay?" You was like, "Yeah, he's fine." The next thing I know, if y'all know Christian, y'all know she's a crybaby.
I cry about
And she
everything.
was, and when she was pregnant, she was even worse. And
And
I
I
was
was
there
very
through.
evil. I was very evil when
I
I was
was
pregnant.
there through her whole. When I say her whole pregnancy, you guys, I was through the whole. When she found out, to the time she found out, I was there. Unfortunately, my godson decided to come when I did a double on both my jobs. So she called me. She said, "We got to have a talk. We need a best friend talk." I said, "Okay."
Because I came up your mother's house.
Yeah, because at that time, me and my children's father was separated. And she said, "Is it okay I come over?" I said, "Sure. It's only me and mommy in the house, but she's about to leave out." She said, "Okay." And all I can hear it in your voice, but I couldn't pinpoint it until you got there. And you was like, it's not, it's not bad, but it's bad. And I'm like, okay, tell me what it is. You just kept trying to sugarcoat it and beat around the bush. And I'm like, yo, tell me what it is. Like, it felt like I was beating it out of you. And I hate to beat anything out of you. Because you know, and Christian knows, if you hurt her, I'm going to have to hurt you. I don't care who you are. She said, you've been cheating on me for the whole 5 years. I said, wait, pause. What? She said, I he's been cheating on me the whole 5 years. And I said, okay. I took a little breather. I said, where he at? That's all I said. I didn't care about nothing else. People always try to tell me you can't defend everybody. You can't take up for everybody. And my mother tells me this, and I take up for anybody that I love dearly. I'm gonna take up for you. I'm only 5'1". I think I weigh 35 pounds now. Yeah, I'm losing weight, bitch. I'm losing weight. But that was the hardest thing I could ever see. My best friend crying like that. One, you're pregnant. Two, you're crying hysterically. And three, I can't get to this nigga so I can bang him. When I say friends don't come easily, friends don't come easily. Christian is the only one I have that have seen me at my lowest. When I think I was 6.5 months pregnant with Nolan. And I told you, I said, I don't think me and Paul is getting back together. And you said, why you don't think y'all getting back together? I said, I don't think he want it no more. I just think that I'm gonna just be pregnant and we're gonna raise this baby together and that's it. I never got to experience the loving part of a relationship.
Yeah.
I always looked at you and you like y'all was not perfect, but you had that loving that I wanted so bad. And then I'm like, yo, I want that. I want somebody to take me out, not just to the movies and the food court. I want somebody to tell me not just because, oh, you about to get some ass and you tell me you love me. Show me that you love me.
That shit come at a cost. When it's not real, that shit will cost you everything.
I I always say that I'm grateful for what I have
Yeah.
and what I had. I'm a better person than I was 6 years ago.
But how long did the lesson have to see? This is my thing. When we talk about self-inflicting pain, children aside, like children aside, how long do you stick through something? And again, I was saying it in the group chat earlier. How long do you stick through something for the force of habit before you realize that you're really doing yourself a bunch of fucking harm?
What's crazy is we don't know
And that's the thing, we don't. Like,
because
what did I say earlier? What
we thinking
it,
it's good.
what did I say earlier? I said it's like we do things for the habit, and then one of us has to be the deciding factor in order to break the habit. But who gives the other person the authority to break the habit? So in like you and our situation, if we hadn't have broke the habit, we would still be in that shit. But there are certain instances in which you have to talk to your your partner in order to come to that agreement. Like when I went to my son's father, when I went to my ex-boyfriend and I'm like, listen, this ain't working. This is exactly what happened. He came in the house from work. He took his clothes off. He sat on the couch. The ball hadn't even thought about dropping yet. He sat on the couch and I'm just like, can I talk to you? He like, yeah. I'm like, this isn't working for me. I set the standard. I dictated that this wasn't working. Not that it wasn't, and I don't even think that I said this wasn't working for me. I said this isn't working. You don't want to be in a relationship right now. I don't want to be in a relationship right now. We are not happy together. We live in this apartment and this is not what we want. Like I'm setting this. I'm literally telling this man what the fuck he want. The thing is that at no point did he disagree with me, and that's when I knew that I had the authority in order to cut it off. Because had I had not said anything, we would have continued down the same fucking pattern, and I feel like it would have been the same thing in your situation. Had you had not become the dictator over the situation, he would have never said anything because nothing changes. If I can cheat on you in your face and you continue to forgive me, yeah, we're gonna argue. It's gonna be, like it's gonna be a couple holes in the wall. You know, there was a hole in the wall when you first walked in my motherfucking apartment. I broke the fucking oven door from throwing a fucking mug. Like it wasn't pretty. Like at all. The thing is that if I had not if I had not dictated that and made that decision, it didn't matter how many fucking holes were in the wall. It didn't matter how many times you broke the other fucking door. It didn't matter how many times we were almost physically fighting each other. It didn't matter how many times he slammed the fucking door and sped the fuck off in his car. When I come home, it's not even about the makeup sex. We're gonna have a conversation, decide that was some ignorant ass shit. We're both gonna apologize, and we're gonna be back together. That's not healthy.
So I was When we would get in our heated arguments, he will hold my hand. He will hold my hands, or he will put me in a restraint so I couldn't move. The last incident, he locked us both in the bathroom. I'm trying to get up and I'm trying to unlock the bathroom. Mind you, he's 6'2", 275 at this point. Nigga, let me get the fuck out the bathroom. Like, I don't want to hear what you gotta say. I don't care about your sob story. Nothing. He pushed me in the tub and was like, "You're gonna hear what I have to say." No, I'm not. My apartment has so much. It has so much in there where it's so that I can. I used to sit in my living room floor, and I could look at each part of my, and I could see. I know what happened right there. I know what happened right there. I know what happened right there. That apartment, I really didn't have too many good times in there.
Yeah.
Moving with him, I can say now was the worst mistake I've ever done.
You know what? And I honestly think that it's not the biggest mistake that I ever made, but I should have stayed where the fuck I was. I just
My
feel
parents
like
didn't tell me I had to leave. They didn't say, "Carrie, you
I
gotta
just
go."
know that if I had walked away sooner, I would have saved me a headache and I would have saved him a headache. Because in
But you
no
know,
way am I saying that I'm perfect. No way am I saying I'm perfect. I nagged my entire relationship. I got the fuck on my nerves at certain times. I don't like you smoking. I don't like you drinking. Why you gotta drink, every day that you off? Why are you smoking so many cigarettes? Why is your homeboy always over here? Why every time he over here, y'all at the liquor store for God knows how long? Why can't I be included in those conversations? Why is it this? Why is it that? Like, was nagging. But
so
I also realized that it was a point there where it's like, why is it that you have this independent fucking life when all the fuck you ever are is independent? You're never here. You're never fully focused on this, and I keep taking the ladder of what the fuck you're willing to give me as some type of substitute for what I need. I know the role that I played in that, and I will never do that again.
so now I sit and I'm like, yo. Sometimes I be like, yo. Sometimes I be like, my current situation, like, yo, this can't. This right now, this can't be true. I'm happy. I don't argue. We talk things out. If I feel some type of way, I can actually go to him and talk to him about it without him blowing up or yelling or anything like that. I can sit and actually have a adult conversation and with dope things about, music or whatever the things that I like that I couldn't do in my last relationship. It was all about, it had to always be about him. When was it ever about Kiara? Where was Kiara happiness? I was depressed for a good 6 months.
I have such a
When
guard up with
I told
myself.
him, when I told him, I can't do this because you won't defend me, it went from that to, I can't do this, you're not loving me the right way. Or I can't do this because I need your help. I can't do this because you don't want to get up and do what I asked you to do. Or I need your help. Or I need this. Or I need that. I need to be loved. When I kept saying that, I want to be loved. And I'm feeling like I'm losing myself because I have lost myself time and time again. You keep asking me, how are you losing yourself? Because I'm all about you. It has always
So
been about you.
what's the difference so in your situationship now? What's the difference? I
The
know there's a
difference.
huge difference, but I'm saying, what is the difference in who you are now that in the event that this does become a relationship, you
I
don't.
know. I know who I am now.
Okay.
I know what I want. I know that can't nobody persuade me to be like, this is not what you want and this is not what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. It's gonna go my way or no way. I'm not taking that no more. I I have this. I don't know this. I don't know. I think you see it a lot now,
Yeah,
but I had this thing where it's so that I'm open, but I'm not too open,
yeah.
and I'm like, But in my situation I have now, I can be myself. I can be the goofy person that I am. I can be, I don't always have to have my guard up so much. I can He has interest in what I want and what I do, and that's another thing. Like he's interested in what goes on day to day of what I do, and it's not always about him. He's like, stop talking about me. Let's talk about how your day went. Well, today's Monday. What's going on your show today? Or are you prepped? Are you ready? This, and it's like he has interest in me. I have interest in myself. I'm a different person now than I was back then. I'm stronger now than I was back then.
Most
A lot of people
definitely.
ask me, Kira, if he gets himself together, would you take him back? No,
What's
because
done is done.
last time I wasn't all the way, I wasn't all the way done with him. I wasn't. I was like, he got hope. We got hope. This time, I'm done. I can't even see myself going back.
Yeah. What's
I
done is
can't.
done. I
Too much hurt.
I know for a fact that what I'm in isn't anything serious. I know that what I'm in, it ain't gonna last long. Like I don't I am one of those people who I set very high expectations from the jump because I have high expectations of myself.
hmm
And I tend to give people not my all, but I will give a person a lot of me because I feel like that person deserves to know the reality. Like I'm first of all, I'm not a light lover. Some people love lightly. Some people can just kind of
That's my
they
problem.
can like I can't do
I
that.
wear my
Like
heart on my sleeve.
and off rip, you're off rip. You're getting those affirmations from me. Off rip, I'm telling you good morning. I'm sending you cute messages, sending you little 1 minute videos. Sending you money for coffee. Fuck, I even pay for a haircut. And this is within the first couple of months of knowing you because that's how I do things.
And that's
I
the
am
first time
that
I've done that.
person. I just know that I I can't be that way with everybody because everybody doesn't take that and accepts it and respects it. And I feel like I'm going to continue to get my feelings played with until I become that bitch again. But I don't ever want to be that bitch again. Like here will tell you, January to April of this year, I was a bitch.
I
Like
think
a
we both
bitch.
were.
Like there was nothing that a man could say to me that would make my pussy wet. Like there was not you there was nothing. You couldn't say nothing entertained me, nothing impressed me. I don't care what you do, nothing. The theatrics of you weren't much, and it's to the point now where those men are no longer numbers in my phone. I talked to Veteran the other day because he liked a photo of mine and I liked the photo back. Like not a like for like situation, but literally I was scrolling, I saw his photo and I liked it, and I don't know if he liked mine back for that reason or whatever, but we had a light conversation. The conversation was cut off mid conversation for whatever reason, and I kept it pushing. I'm not looking for a response. I'm not holding to one. There are men that have come into my life that hold me to a certain standard because they know the type of woman that I am because that's how I introduced myself. And I really feel like in my current situation, it's not even a situation, but I have to call it that. In my current situation, maybe I came off a bit more docile when this
hmm
ain't me. Like I can be a bitch. I'm just trying not to be a bitch because the bitch in me isn't easily impressed at all. It ain't nothing you I'm gonna love you regardless. I'm a loving person. When I say love you, I don't mean like an intimate type love, but I'm gonna love you like a homie. I'm gonna love you like a friend. I'm gonna do for you. But it's gonna take a lot for you to get past me. When I put this fucking wall up, it ain't shit you can do but try to break it down. And if you get to the point where you're too tired of breaking, I don't give a fuck. Bye. And that my previous relationship did that to me. Because at no fucking point are you going to are
I'm
you gonna
sorry.
you're not gonna push me to a certain point anymore. I'm gonna be at that point so that I don't have any further to go. And that way if I decide to backtrack and to lighten up a little bit, that's what it'll be. But in the meantime, in between time, you gonna take what the fuck I'm gonna give you. And what the fuck I'm gonna give you is this hard off person. I don't want to be that,
So,
but if I gotta be that, I'll be that. And that's in
um,
order for me not to get my feelings hurt.
so what's crazy is I don't know why, but I told myself, and I think I told you this too. I don't know why you always think I'm about to get married and have babies,
Oh my god, can we talk about that? Okay,
but
real quick, kind of a sidebar, but definitely on topic. So Kiara calls me every day, or I'll call her every day when I get off of work, right? And this is kind of like the light in the mood because this is a bit heavy. But I told her today because she was saying that her friend, I like this guy a lot, y'all. Like I really hope this turns into something fruitful. I like him. One, he's a Leo. Two, kind of short. Three, he's scruffy. But four, I just like the way that he treats my best friend. I love that.
he's an
And
asshole.
I was telling her today that I can see Kiera married. Like I see our dynamics being what I thought they were gonna be when we first met. Kiera married, multiple children, maybe another two kids, maybe just one.
Bitch.
But married, she has this house that I come over and I come to visit when me and my child are in town because I done fucking moved, or it's just me in town because he lives with his dad and that works for him. But we talk every day, whatever the case may be. But when Aunt Christian is in town, Aunt Christian comes to get the kids. We go to Six Flags. We do whatever Auntie Christian wants to do. Kiara has fruitful businesses, very successful, but she does that from home. So she wakes up in the morning, she goes to her offices, she comes home to her lovely children and her lovely husband. Me, I wake up in the morning, I go through my multiple businesses, talking to partners and whatever I gotta talk to, and I go the fuck home to my dog. Or I go the fuck home to my empty fucking apartment. Or I
But
go
we're still
home to my
doing
work.
best friend talking shit, so you're not gonna get rid of us that soon,
Like
that fast.
I
I
mean, it'll
don't know
still
why.
be that, but it'll be we're still doing this, but I'm doing it from my apartment wherever, or my house. I really don't think that I want a house anymore. I want like a loft. But
Get
from
a
my loft,
condo or
and
something.
Kiara gotta shut her four kids up in the background because they just running around being happy. Her husband is at work. He comes home. She has that family dynamic about her. I am so I don't I don't think that anybody's ever going to be able to, I don't want to say put up with me, but I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to love me in the way that I want to be loved because I require not a lot, but in what I require is very much meaningful. Kiara
What you
does
trying to
not
say? I don't require a lot.
what you require, you're gifted. Like in this situation now, he's gifting you everything in which you've asked for in requirement, except for the frequency and how you want to be talked to. She wants to talk to this man literally all day until she goes to sleep. I personally,
Not really.
yes, no, really.
No.
I don't
This when he
I
get
don't
off
have that.
work.
Like I don't have that. And I don't to be honest, I don't necessarily want that. I don't want to talk to you all fucking day. It's just when I talk to you, I want to have meaningful conversation. I don't really like texting. I prefer to FaceTime. I prefer to be on the phone. I want to hear your voice. I want to talk to you face to face. I like to look people in their eyes when I'm having conversations. Who in this day and age of
That's
dating, who's giving me that?
and that's the
No one.
problem. I don't like being on the phone.
And he don't like being on the phone either. And that works for y'all. No, I
We
am
see each other.
perfectly fine with being by myself. A companion, yes, everybody wants somebody to be with, but I keep attracting motherfuckers who don't. There's a disconnect,
I don't
and
even
I'm
know
okay
how
with
he
it.
got here.
He's somebody slid in somebody DMs, and then it happened from there. But y'all have known each other for a good minute, so
We've known each other since we were young.
yeah, I can't.
He
No,
was my childhood crush.
none of my childhood crush. I'm okay. I'm bye, Felicia. I'm cool. I don't need none. It's above me. I don't. None of them. Not none of them. There's
Oh,
not. I don't feel like I require too much. I just feel like what I require is just heavy in meaning, and I
I
don't
just
get it.
I just require. I don't even fucking know. Like I'm enjoying my life right now.
You
I
are,
don't
and
know.
I'm so glad that you're enjoying your life right now, and I am too. So I'm talking to my mom, and I was talking to her, and my mom was saying like, "You gonna be single your entire fucking life if you don't lighten the fuck up." Like, first of all, mind your fucking business because you single as fuck and you okay with it. But
Don't
she
tell
said,
my mother tell her about her business.
but my mother is saying that because she sees a lot of me in her. My mother is an introvert. My mother hates people. If she could stay in the house all day, she would. My mother's motto is all men are stupid. Now they're good for things, a lot of things, but men are stupid. I don't believe that men are stupid. I believe that men are amazing people. I personally just feel like there is no man out there for me who's attracted to me. They want
Yeah, well,
everything I come with. I just can't look like this. And I'm okay with that.
you're pretty. So what the
I'm
fuck
a
you mad
beautiful
at?
woman. I am. I'm beautiful.
Oh, what the
But
fuck you
what
mean?
man want a woman who wrap her hair in a scarf every night and look like Erica Badu, don't really wear too much makeup,
I
wants to meditate,
wrap my
wants
hair
the light
straight.
sage, wants the crystals, wants a good home cooked meal, wanted to throw it back every now. Like men want that, but when you come with that, it's too much for them. But maybe it's because I be trying to give this shit out the gate, but I don't know how to warm up to people. I just be like,
So
listen,
what
this
you
is what I
trying to
got to
say?
offer.
Like
Be like,
I ain't worthy. What you trying to say?
you got it, nigga. So there's not what it.
I don't have anything. If you sit there and you have a conversation with him, he will tell you the total opposite
Tells me the total opposite of what?
of what you think.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he will.
How? When? How do you figure?
Because
You can't even justify that. You just kind of want to
all
be
right,
able to
so
say,
this
I
is
got
what
to
he
take.
told me. This is what he told me. He said he doesn't want to settle down until he's 30. Well, in his 30s. He'll be 29 this year.
Both of y'all are like yellow cheese bus slow at this point because that's a fucking year. That's the perfect amount of time. In the event that this is what really happens, and this is just me talking to you as your best friend. In the event that you two continue to deal with each other for the next year or so, the perfect amount of time in order for you guys to really be able to get to know each other and the dynamic in which you're getting to know each other. I think that that's beautiful. You have found somebody who is a possible partner for you. That's not to say that the
That puts up
relationship is going to
and what's
last.
crazy, he puts me in my place. I ain't gonna say he puts me in my place.
So I'm not saying that this relationship is meant to last. I hope that it does, but we've had that conversation on the show previously that 99% of relationships aren't meant to last.
No.
I personally feel like this is good for you. Now, my opinion really doesn't matter, but I feel like from the outside looking in, this is good for
What you
you.
mean
You're
your
also
opinion
very
doesn't matter?
happy.
You're my best friend.
I'm saying like even though I have an opinion, my opinion doesn't matter to the outcome of the situation. Like it's solely
Oh.
between the two of y'all. What I'm saying is that I have the utmost faith that in what it's good. So take it for what it is. You keep telling me go on these dates, talk to these guys. I don't want to
I
because
wanna go on a date.
the minute they start talking to me, I get agitated because they can't spell
Oh my
or
god.
they just I just I can't. And then the one time that I thought that it was something, I put too much into it too fast, and
Mm-hmm.
I got my feelings involved for what reason?
I don't know.
You see
I
what I'm
still got
saying?
hope. I still got hope for that situation.
I don't.
You know what was crazy though? I didn't see myself here with this person. I really thought it was going to be somebody else.
Hmm.
Like I just thought, we was gonna kick it a few times, then that was it. Like, all right, cool. Like we kicked it, rocked out with our cocks out. But no, he's still here. He been here since February.
Sis, listen, it's been 4 months. I don't I don't have any expectations. I'm just kind of going, I guess, with the flow. I don't think the flow fucking exists. At this point, I just don't care. Not, and let me
Okay.
not say I don't care. At this point, whatever happens, happens
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not surprised by anything anymore. My and
Gotcha.
let me and Kiara knows my feelings are easily hurt.
I heard her
It doesn't
feelings
take
every
much
day.
to hurt my feelings
They don't.
because I only invest feelings in things that I really care. Kiara tell you, I don't give a fuck about 90% of the things that happen in the world and that happen with people. I don't give a fuck. Like Kiara could be like, oh, so and so. I be like, to be honest, I don't give a fuck. You know, so and so mother died. That's crazy. I really don't give a fuck. Like, and I know it sound bad, but I really because it doesn't have anything to do, not necessarily with me, but I only exhaust energy into things that I feel like are worth me putting energy into. So granted, I care to a point like, damn, that's fucked up. Somebody's mother died. Like I don't never want to, see nobody like go through that. Like I don't never want to see nobody hurt. The thing is, like somebody could be like, oh, you going to the funeral? I'm not. Why? I didn't know that person that well, and I think that that's inappropriate. I just popped the fuck. I don't talk to you any other time, and your mother died, and I'm just like, damn, hey, like what's up? That's how I think about things. So when
You
I
better come
put
to my
my
mother's funeral.
look, sis, I'm jumping in the casket.
You
When
can.
it
I
comes
won't.
to me putting my feelings into something, no matter what it is, or even putting my energy into something, whether it be like this, what we do now with the podcast, or whether it be with a person, whether it be with work, whether anything that I decide to take on, when I put something into it, it's because I want to put something into it. And I put feeling behind it, I put emotion behind it, I put energy behind it. So my feelings are just easily hurt. And when you hurt my feelings, I detach myself. I'm just like, bye. I don't I'm not ready to tell you that you hurt my feelings. You should know. And again, that's the fucked up thing. I'm like, you should know that you hurt my feelings. But even if you don't know that you hurt my feelings, I don't want to talk about it.
Yo, my feet are so cute right now. I'm sorry, you guys. I just
Just
got a
please don't show me
pedicure.
your toe like you showed me your toe the other day. That was disturbing. It was so close to the screen.
Like no lie, like that ass, like that pedicure was pretty cute. Like I don't think I will ever get another color on my toes ever again. But I
Yeah,
really
white
should.
toes are a thing.
They make you
I
look
think
grown
I
up.
want red toes for Atlanta though. Like I haven't had red toes all summer, like a really bright, vibrant red. I think that's what I want, or yellow, or I'm just gonna go with white.
Yellow toes.
Yo, she the goat. Whoever the fuck she is, she the goat. Okay, the bitch is nasty. The bitch is
Yo, I
nasty,
gotta
and
get
I
some
want.
sound effects.
You need a soundboard, sis. You need a laptop first. Fuck all that.
I told you I'm doing with this one. I told you I'm gonna clear it out and we just gonna sell it to the pawn shop.
Sis, just get a new fucking laptop.
But shit costs too much. I'm trying to go on
I'll
trips
get
this
you
year.
one. I listen. I'll get you one.
Alright. You got the plug, my nigga. You got the plug. We had a good conversation today. I wish that, I hope and pray that everybody, either you're a male or female, and you're going through a relationship or you're going through a tough breakup or you're going through anything depression wise, anything. Hi, Yubi. Don't mind me miss you. I know you don't like me right now. But I'm glad that we could share our experiences and what we went through and what we're going through now in this day of age. So what's crazy is I have known Christian since I was, I think, 18
Mm-hmm.
ish. Yeah. She has seen my ups, my downs, my lows, my highs, my weakest points, my leveled out. I think right now I'm on like a cloud of like, I'm like at an 8, almost at a 9. She's been through both my pregnancies with me.
Mm-hmm.
Hope and pray that she could be through. If I decide to pop another one out, she could
I
be
think
through
that
that one.
you've made that. I think we decided today that you're going to be the one that carries the next. I think that that's going to be beautiful. I'm excited. I will plan the baby shower.
And
It's going to be a good time.
yeah, I'm glad that we can be your guys' voices at one point, or whatever the case may be, or just us being a listening ear. You guys listen to us. I don't
And I
even
don't know
know
why
who
y'all do that
else.
because we're going to lead y'all down the path of fucking dysfunction and destruction.
Cause I'm a little petty when it comes to certain things. So yeah. Okay, I didn't want your germs. I was just like a high from you. Like God made me just wants a high.
You know,
No, still no. Okay, you know what? We're fighting when I see you, sweetheart. You better not go nowhere. We're fighting. So yeah, that is Bachelor talking shit this week. I mean,
where
well,
can the people find you,
today
sis?
you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find me at Kiara Monet on Facebook and Kiara J Monet on Instagram. What is my name on Twitter? Is it just
Kiara
Kiara
J.
Monet?
Monet.
Okay, there you go. So my Instagram and my Twitter is the same. I'm sorry, you guys. I really like, and I be tweeting my dumb stuff. Like today, I really was like, I thought the Kardashians were thugs. Like I really got, she really got offended. But hey, granted, you know. But that's that. That's me. Where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter because I don't do none of that other shit. At Dem Chakras, DemChakras. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram every day so that you can get your motivational minute.
Say, yeah, yeah.
We will see you,
On
lovely people,
Hump
on
Day,
Wednesday. Hump day! I can't even do it today. All
I got a headache. I shouldn't even did that. We
right,
love
girl.
you.
Love
See
you.
you.